Do you know what is a happy thing today? Really happy because I have new books. Ta-da! It's my tree house book 3. Mummies in the morning. Wow, amazing! It is in Egypt. Okay, so let's read. Okay. So today we're going to read from chapter 1. Meow. 2. Old Man Mummies. 3 is alive. 4. Back from the dead. 5. The Ghost Queen. Okay? So, chapter 1. Meow. It's still here, said Jack. It looks empty, said Annie. Jack and his 7-year-old sister gazed up at a very tall oak tree. At the top of the tree was a treehouse. Late morning, sunlight lit the woods. It was almost time for lunch. Shh, said Jack. What was that noise? What noise? I heard a noise, Jack said. He looked around. It sounded like someone coughing. I didn't hear anything, said Annie. Come on, let's go up. She grabbed a rope ladder and started climbing. Jack tiptoed over to a clump of bushes. He pushed aside a small branch. Hello, he said. Anybody there? There was no answer. Jack, come on! Annie called down. The treehouse looked the same as it. Annie called down. The treehouse looked the same as it did yesterday. Jack still felt that someone was nearby. Could it be the person who'd have put all the birds in the treehouse? Yeah, called Annie. Jack gazed over the top of the bushes. Was the mysterious ant person watching him now? Maybe Anne wanted the old medallion back, the one Jack had found on their dinosaur adventure. Maybe Anne wanted the leather bookmark back, the one from the castle book. There was an M on the medallion and an M on the bookmark. But what did M stand for? Tomorrow I'll bring everything back, said Jack. Jack said loudly. A breeze swept through the woods. The leaves rattled. Come on, called Annie. Jack went back to the big oak tree. He grabbed the rope ladder and climbed up. When he reached the top, he crawled through the hole in the wooden floor. He tossed down his backpack and pushed his glasses into place. Which book is it going to be today? Said Annie. She was looking at the books scattered around the treehouse, and picked up the book about castles. Just yesterday, the castle book had taken Jack and Annie back to the time of night. Hey, this isn't wet anymore, she said. She handed the book to Jack. You're right, said Jack, amazed. The book had gotten soaked in the castle mold, but today it looked fine. Jack silently thanked the mysterious knight who had rescued them. Watch out, warned Annie. She waved a dinosaur book in Jack's face. Put that away, Jack said nervously. The day before yesterday, the dinosaur book had taken them to the time of dinosaurs. Jack silently thanked the pteranodon who had saved him from a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and he put the dinosaur book back with the other books. Then she gasped. Wow, she whispered. Look at this. She held up a book about ancient Egypt. He caught his breath. He took the book from her. Windsock bookmark was sticking out from between the pages. They turned to the page with the bookmark. There was a picture of a pyramid. Going toward the pyramid was a long parade. 4 huge cows with horns were pulling a sled. On the sled was a long gold box. Many Egyptians were walking behind the sled. At the end of a parade was a sleek black cat. "Let's go there," whispered Annie. "No, wait," said Jack. He wanted to study the book a bit more. "Pyramids, Jack," said Annie. "You love pyramids." It was true. Pyramids were high on Jack's list of favorite things. After nights and dinosaurs, plant-eating dinosaurs, that is, he didn't have to worry about being eaten up by a pyramid. "Okay," he said, "but hold the Pennsylvania book in case we want to come right back here." And he found the book with the picture of their hometown in it. "Frog Creek, Pennsylvania." Jack pointed to the pyramid picture in the Egypt book. He cleared his throat and said, "I wish we could go to this place." "Meow." What was that? Jack looked out the treehouse window. Black Cat was sitting on a branch right outside the window. See? The cat was staring at Jack and Annie. It was the strangest cat Jack had ever seen. It was very sleek and dark, with bright yellow eyes and wide gold color. "The cat in the Egypt book," whispered Annie. The wind started to blow. The leaves began to shake. "Here we go," cried Annie. The wind whistled louder. The leaves shook harder. Jack closed his eyes. As the treehouse started to spin, it spun faster and faster, and everything was still, absolutely still. Chapter 2. Oh Man, Mummies. Let's see what happened next. Meow! Jack and Annie looked at the window. The treehouse was perched on the top of a palm tree. The tree stood with about a dozen of the palm trees. They were in a patch of green surrounded by a desert. Meow! Jack and Annie looked down. The black cat was sitting at the bottom of a tree. The cat's yellow eyes were staring up at Jack and Annie. "Hi!" Annie shouted. "Shh!" said Jack. "Someone might hear you." In the middle of a desert," said Annie. The black cat stood up and began walking around the tree. "Come back!" Annie called. She leaned out the window to see where the cat was going. "Oh, wow!" she said. "Look, Jack!" Jack leaned forward and looked down. The cat was running away from a palm tree toward a giant pyramid in the desert. A parade was going toward the pyramid. It looked exactly like the parade in the Egypt book. "It's a picture from a book," said Jack. "What are those people doing?" asked Annie. Jack looked down at the Egypt book. He read the words under the picture. When a royal person died, a grand funeral procession took place. Family, servants, and other mourners followed the coffin. The coffin was called a sarcophagus. It was pulled on a sled by 4 oxen. "It's an Egyptian funeral," said Jack. "The box is called the forget it." He looked out the window again. The oxen, the sled, the Egyptian, and the black cat were all moving in a slow, dreamy way. "I'd better make some notes about this," said Jack. Jack liked to make notes. He reached into his backpack and pulled out his notebook. Jack wrote, "Coffin called sarcophagus." "We'd better hurry," said Annie. "We want to see the mummy." Annie started down the rope later. Jack looked up from his notebook. "Mummy?" he said. "There's probably a mummy in that gold box." Annie caught up. We're in ancient Egypt, remember? Jack loved mummies. He put down his pencil. Goodbye, Jack, called Annie. Wait, Jack called. Mummies, Annie shouted. Oh man, said Jack. Mummies. Jack shoved his notebook and the Egypt book into his pack. Then he started down the ladder. When Jack got to the ground, he and Annie took up across the sand. As he ran, a strange thing happened. The closer they got to the parade, the harder it was to see it. Then suddenly it was gone. The strange parade had vanished. But the great stone pyramid was still there, towering above them. Panting, Jack looked around. What had happened? Where were the pupil, the ocean, the gold box, the cat? They're gone, said Annie. Where did they go? Said Jack. Maybe they were ghosts, said Annie. Don't be silly. There's no such thing as ghosts, said Jack. It must have been a mirage. A what? Mirage. It happens in the desert all the time, said Jack. It looks like something's there, but it just turns out to be the sunlight reflecting through it. How could sunlight look like pupil, a mummy box, and a bunch of cows? Said Annie. Jack frowned. Ghosts, she said. No way, said Jack. Look, and he pointed at the pyramid. Near the base was a sleek black cat. He was standing alone. He was staring at Jack and Annie. He's no mirage, said Annie. The cat started to slink away. He walked along the side of a pyramid and slid around the corner. Where's he going? Said Jack. Let's find out, said Annie. They dashed around the corner just in time to see the cat disappear through a hole in the pyramid wall. Chapter 3 is alive. Where did he go? Said Jack. He and Annie peeked through the hole in the wall. They saw a long hallway. Burning torches lit the walls. Dark shadows loomed. Let's go in, said Annie. Wait, said Jack. He pulled out the Egypt book and turned to the section on pyramids. He read the caption aloud. Pyramids were sometimes called houses of the dead. They were nearly all solid stone, except for the burial chambers deep inside. Wow! Let's go there, to the burial chambers, said Annie. I bet the mummy's there. Jack took a deep breath. Then he stepped out of hot, bright sunlight into the cold, dark pyramid. The hallway was silent. Floor, ceiling, walls, everything was stone. The floor slanted up from where they stood. We had to go further inside, said Annie. Right, said Jack, but stay close behind me. Don't talk, don't. Go, just go, said Annie. She gave him a little push. Jack started up the slanted floor of a hallway. Where was the cat? Hallway went and on and on. Wait, said Jack. I want to look at the book. He opened the Egypt book again. He held it below a torch on the wall. The book showed a drawing of us inside of a pyramid. The burial chamber is in the middle of a pyramid. See? Jack said. He pointed to the drawing. It should be straight ahead. Jack tucked the book under his arms. Then he and Annie headed deeper into the pyramid. Soon the floor became flat. The air felt different, musty and still. Jack opened the book again. I think we're almost slants up, then it gets flat. Then you come to the chamber. See, look. A strange cry shot through the pyramid. Jack dropped the Egypt book. Out of the shadows flew a white figure. It swooshed toward them. A mummy, Jack thought. It's alive! And he shouted. Chapter 4. Back from the dead. Jack pulled Annie down. The white figure moved swiftly past them and disappeared into the shadows. A mummy, said Annie. Back from the dead. Forget it, stammered Jack. That's impossible. He picked up the Egypt book. What's this? Said Annie. She lifted something from the floor. Look, the mummy dropped this thing. It was a gold stick about a foot long. A dog's head was carved on one end. It looks like a scepter, said Jack. What's that? Said Annie. It's a thing kings and queens carry, said Jack. It means they have power over the pupil. Come back, Mommy, Annie called. We found your scepter. Come back. She wants to help you. We want to help you. Shh, said Jack. Are you nuts? But the mummy, that was no mummy, said Jack. It was a person, a real person. What kind of person would be inside the pyramid? Asked Annie. I don't know, said Jack. Maybe the book can help us. He flipped through the book. At last, he found a picture of a person in a pyramid. He read, top robbers often stole the treasure buried with mummies. False passages were sometimes built to stop the robbers. Jack closed the book. Not a mummy, he said, just a tomb robber. Yikes! A tomb robber, said Annie. Yeah, a robber who stole stuff from tombs, said Jack. What if the robber comes back? Said Annie. We'd better leave. Right, said Jack. But first, I want to write something down. He put the Egypt book into his pack. He pulled out his notebook and pencil. He started writing in his notebook. Tomb robber. Jack, said Annie. Just a second, said Jack. He kept writing. Tomb robber tried to steal. Jack, look, said Annie. Jack felt a whoosh of cold air. He looked up. A wave of terror shot through him. Another figure was moving slowly toward them. It wasn't a tomb robber. It was a lady. A beautiful Egyptian lady. The lady wore flowers in her black hair. Her royal jewelry glittered. Here, Jack, Annie whispered. Give us this. She handed him the gold scepter. The Egyptian lady stopped in front of them and held out the scepter. His hand was trembling. He gasped. The scepter passed right through the lady's hand. She was made of air. Chapter 5. The Ghost Queen. A ghost, Annie whispered. Jack could only stare in horror. The ghost began to squeak. She spoke in a hollow, chowing voice. I am Hutabi, she said, Queen of Nile. Have you come to help me? Jack still couldn't speak. Yes, said Annie. For 1,000 years, said the ghost queen, I have waited for help. Jack's heart was pounding so hard he thought he might faint. Someone must find my book of the dead, she said. I need it to go on to the next life. Why do you need the book of the dead? Asked Annie. She didn't sound scared at all. It will tell me the magic spells. I need to get through the underworld, said the ghost queen. The underworld, said Annie. Before I journey onto the next life, I must pass through the horrors of the underworld. What kind of horrors? Annie asked. poisonous snakes, said the Ghost Queen. Plagues of fire, monsters, demons. Oh, and he stepped closer to Yak. My brother hid the book of the dead, so Tom robbers will not steal it, said the Ghost Queen. Then he carved the secret message on the wall, telling me how to find it. She pointed to the wall. Yak was still in a shock. He couldn't move. Where? Annie asked her. Here, she squinted to the wall. What do these tiny pictures mean? The Ghost Queen smiled sadly. Alas, my brother forgot my strength problem. I cannot see clearly, the witch is close to my eyes. I have not been able to read his message for thousands of years. Oh, that's not strange, said Annie. Yak has the same problem. That's why he wears glasses. The Ghost Queen stared in wonder at Yak. Yak, lend her your glasses, said Annie. Yak took his glasses off his nose. He held them out to the Ghost Queen. She backed away from him. I cannot wear your glasses, Yak, she said. As you can see, I am made of air. Oh, I forgot, said Annie. But perhaps you will describe the hieroglyphs in the scroll, said the Ghost Queen. Hero who? Said Annie. Hieroglyphs, said Yak, finally finding his voice. It's an ancient Egyptian way of writing. It's like writing with pictures. The ghost smiled at him. Thank you, Yak, she said. He smiled back at her. He put his glasses on and stepped toward the wall and took a good long look. Oh, man, he whispered. Okay, so now I will say goodbye. Bye-bye. See you later. Nice to meet you. Bye-bye.